Well, these are interesting times that we're living in, and as a result, many Americans, particularly women and marginalized groups, find themselves looking for friendlier locations to put down roots. Might I suggest my home state of Illinois? It has a few features that make it different from most of the other Midwest states. Here are just a few of them. Wages. Illinois has the highest minimum wage in the Midwest at $14 per hour, and in January 2025, it's set to increase to $15. The federal rate is still just $7.25. With the minimum wage being higher in Illinois, that makes other wages go up as well. Thanks to that, the per capita income rate is the 14th highest in the nation at $43,198. Paid leave. Time off with pay is not a guaranteed right in the United States, sadly. Every other modernized country in the world has some sort of program granting time off for its workers, but not here. In the US, it's up to the individual states and employers to decide that, and thankfully for those of us in the land of Lincoln, with the signing of the Illinois Paid Leave for All Workers Act, employees are entitled to paid time off. This act requires most employers to grant employees 40 hours of paid leave for any reason, which they are allowed to take with 7 days' notice. If it's an unplanned absence that could not be foreseen, they only need to request the time off as soon as possible. The law also states employers cannot require or ask their staff to find a replacement to work for them if they need to take the time off, and they are prohibited from discriminating against workers who take time off by lowering their hours or not giving them opportunities for advancement. If you work in an industry that typically does not provide vacation time as a benefit, this is one good reason to live in Illinois. I know when I was younger and working in the service industry, I went to work whenever I was sick because I couldn't afford to take the time off without pay. This benefit makes sure that others don't have to do that. No book bans. Many communities across America, in recent years, have banned particular books that they deem to be offensive. Illinois, on the other hand, has gone the other way. In June 2023, Governor Pritzker signed HB 2789, making Illinois the first state in the nation to outlaw book bans. This was in response to censorship attempts in the previous year, and it was championed by Secretary of State Alexi Janulius, who in his role is also the state's librarian. According to the Illinois Library Association, there were 67 attempts to ban books in Illinois libraries in 2022. Opponents of the bill argued that they didn't want children to have access to inappropriate reading materials, but I say that that is the responsibility of the parent. If you feel that a book should not be read by your child, that is absolutely your individual right, but you shouldn't be able to control what other people allow for their children, or themselves for that matter. If I want to go check out Lady Chatterley's Lover from my local library, I should be able to do so, and fortunately, my state leaders agree with me on that. To further this, on January 1st, Illinois became the first state to explicitly protect LGBTIQ themed books within libraries and book depositories. LGBTQ rights. Illinois has been making strides when it comes to protecting the rights of its LGBTQ plus citizens, to where now it's one of the more progressive states in the nation. Illinois has anti-discrimination, anti-bullying, and anti-hate crime laws on the books, for starters. For those in same-sex relationships who want to be parents, the land of Lincoln has the Illinois Gestational Surrogacy Act, which makes surrogacy contracts legally binding. It allows the intended parents to have their names entered on the birth certificate, with same-sex couples being treated the same as hetero couples. Illinois is also officially recognized as an IVF services sanctuary state. For trans people, gender-affirming health care is protected by law and is covered by Medicaid. These are just a few of the measures enacted by the state. Reproductive rights. In Illinois, you can decide what is best for yourself when it comes to your body, your health, and your family. Unlike some of the surrounding states, Illinois has laws protecting the privacy of people to make their own reproductive choices. Governor J.B. Pritzker first signed the Reproductive Health Act in 2019, which protects a woman's right to choose, regardless of the whole Roe v. Wade debacle. Governor Pritzker then took it a step further and signed HB 4664 into law in 2023. According to the press release, the act takes major steps to expand access by guaranteeing that abortion medications, PEP/PrEP, and gender-affirming care be covered by insurers at no extra cost to consumers, and requires local government employers to offer insurance plans that provide coverage for these treatments, as well as for birth control. Among other provisions, the act also strengthens protections for families using assisted reproductive treatments like IVF or surrogacy. Pritzker also has a nonprofit organization called Think Big America, which aims to protect rights for women in other states as well, so he's putting his money where his mouth is for this issue. I can't think of a single health issue in which men can't make decisions for themselves, so I've been thinking about hypothetical scenarios that might be used as a parallel, and I finally landed on one. It highlights just how nonsensical and ridiculous the pro-life movement is to me. This is what I came up with. I, for one, am not a fan of tattoos. I don't have any, and I have no plans to ever get one. But you know what? That's not good enough. Why should anyone be allowed to get a tattoo? I know. Why don't we ban tattoos in the US? If I assembled a group whose sole purpose was to keep men from getting tattoos, the patriarchy would lose its collective mind. And for good reason, because any rational person would consider that to be government overreach, which is really at the heart of this debate. Certain people wouldn't choose a specific medical procedure for themselves, so they think that no one else should have access to it. I disagree with that. What you do with your body has no effect on me whatsoever, and what I do with mine doesn't affect you. Perhaps some people should just mind their own business. If you agree and you want bodily autonomy, perhaps Illinois is the place for you. If you've made it this far, thank you for watching. If you're interested in nerdy facts about different locations in the US, I would encourage you to subscribe to the channel. Until next time, I remain stuck in the Kernfield.